a Creighton team that's really good, been in the top 10 all year.
Hmm.
So there's definitely room for a little nervousness, but also excited at the same time.
Yeah, no,
How you feeling, OC?
I'm kind of the same way. To be perfectly honest with you, A Ray, I think we're playing with a little bit of house money
Hmm.
tonight. We have no Justin Moore once again for the second game in a row. He missed a lot of that K-State game, at least in the second half, because of that knee injury. Not the best news in terms of his timeline, but it's going to be, a real test for our guys to be able to grow and mature together as one unit without him. And a lot of
Hmm.
people will say, "Hey, I'm nervous, right? I don't trust our roster without Justin Moore. He's the floor general. He's the guard that can go out there and get you a bucket when you need." But I think that this is some adversity. We faced that 3-game losing streak that lost to Penn. We've been through a lot of adversity already this season, A Ray, maybe more than we feel comfortable with, and this is more reason to make us feel uncomfortable. But it's all about how we respond. And we talked about that really since the jump. We're going to deal with that adversity. We're going to deal with some times that our back is against the wall, and it's all about how this team responds. And we had Coach Howard on, we had Dana on over the last couple of weeks, months, and that was kind of it, right? That was the main message behind what they would talk about when it comes to this team. What is going to be the response of these guys when dealt with adversity? And right now, at a top 10 team in Creighton to open up Big East play without one of, if not your best player in Justin
Hmm.
Moore. Oh, man, you could say our backs are against the wall right now. But, A Ray, I think we're going to come out, respond well. I'm not going to come out here and say we're going to get the win because that's a tall task. But I say we play well enough to hang around and have a chance come late second half, and then we'll see what happens there. Because hey, Ray, this is Big East basketball, man. This is where the gauntlet starts tonight.
Nah, that's a fact, man. And I feel the same way. I feel like, we've Kansas State game we lost, but I think we showed some improvement that game after
Mm-hmm.
losing in the Big Five, and then beating UCLA. Also, again, we showed some improvement. But what I like is that, we showed some more effort, and we tried to play for like 40 minutes Villanova basketball. And today against Creighton, it's going to take 40 minutes, a full 40 minutes
Right.
in order for us to win. So that's what I'm looking for from the guys today. And I feel like it's December. We went through a whole month. We had took a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of ups and downs. So I'm looking for these guys to respond the right way today. And like I
Mm-hmm.
don't really care if they come out and like not hitting shots, but like we know Creighton is a three-point shooting team. They shoot a lot of threes. They make 11 and a half threes a game. Um, what's his name? Blake. How you say his name?
Is it Baylor Shireman?
Yeah, my bad. I said Blake.
Yeah,
Baylor.
Baylor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's shooting three a game. So like he's hitting three a game. So we gotta be on him. That's a big percentage of that 11 that they make every game. And then, obviously you got Trey Alexander who could hit threes, and then Mike Miller's son also can hit threes. They are
Yeah.
good. They are 3-point shooting team. We gotta run them off the 3-point line. I think running them off the 3-point line will be good for us. Even if they score and they're getting layups, it's better than twos. I mean, it's better than threes. Like these guys feed off threes. And we just gotta play bully ball in the paint. Um, I had posted a couple of clips. One, if you saw when Eric got the ball, he got double right away. Obviously, yes, this is last year's game, but this is Villanova's system. So that's why I chose to use those clips. But get in the post, double team, come kick, 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 kick for a 3-pointer. Get into the lane of pick and rolls. Put Kalkbrenner in the pick and roll. Like Kalkbrenner has to be in
Mm-hmm.
every single pick and roll.
Right.
If he's not in the pick and roll, then we might as well just give them the ball. Like he's got to be in every single pick and roll, and then we got to take advantage of that. So I think those are the two keys. Keep it simple, defend the 3-point line, and try to get some points in the paint. Try to score in the paint, and if we could hit threes, that's even better. But I'm not relying on that. We gotta play gritty. We gotta play gritty tonight.
Yeah, no, that's what we're looking for, right? We're trying to come out the gates hot when it comes to Big East play, and really show the rest of the league that we're here. We're not going to get pushed around, not going to get bullied by a team that a lot of people pick. They were 2 points away, a tough foul call away from going to the Final Four last year. This Creighton Blue Jay team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they brought back just about everybody. Okay, they lost Nemhart to the transfer portal, but they reloaded. Their starting five with Farabello coming off the bench is certainly a force to be reckoned with. These guys are a legit team. They did slip up to UNLV though last week, A-Ray. So they're not invincible, right? There's
Exactly.
definitely some holes in the armor here and there. And last year, A-Ray, I know we don't like to talk about last year too often, but we gave them a heck of a game at in Creighton, in Omaha. We only lost by 5. We were in that game down to the very end. We know we beat them in our building at Wells Fargo toward the end of last season, where Dixon really took over and was
Mm-hmm.
bullying, like you mentioned, Cockbrunner in the paint, and ended up dropping 30. We certainly had a bit of a letdown game against them in the Big East tournament, where they were pushing us around a little bit, and they were on the beginning of their run to an Elite Eight. So it was a tough game, and those guys reloaded once again from last year. So just a quick mention of what our immediate history was against these guys. We play them tough, man, and I'm expecting that to happen once again tonight, even without Justin Moore, our guy in the lineup. I think these guys. Hey, A-Ray, we haven't played a game in what seemed like, shout out to Joanna on Twitter, what seemed like 84 years, using the little Titanic reference.
For
That was
real.
nuts. But in all seriousness, it's been a long time. I was at that UCLA game at Wells Fargo. That seems like centuries ago, man. It's
Yeah.
been we've been just sitting on the couch cold, waiting to watch some Nova hoops. So it's about damn time, man. And I'm excited for this one. I really think that we're gonna wake up and dust off that rust right away. And I think this is gonna be an intense crowd, but it is winter break still, A-Ray, right?
Yeah.
So the students aren't really gonna be there. I'm thinking most Creighton students are from Nebraska area. I'm not sure about the geographics of their student body, but you got to think they'll have a decent crowd on hand, as they always do, and it'll be a hostile environment. But I think we're catching a little bit of a break here without having all the students there and them being on winter break. So we'll see. Hopefully our guys did well in their finals, and now they're coming tonight ready to play in Omaha.
Nah, I think it's going to be a packed house tonight. I think it's going to be hostile in there. One thing I know about McDermott is he doesn't like to lose to Villanova. He took a whole bunch of losses while Coach Wright was there, for sure. And, I've heard him say it in the interview before. He always gives Villanova so much respect, but
Right.
deep down inside, like he hates us and he wants to beat us every single time. So that's how I'm approaching the game. That's how I'm approaching the game, and I'm approaching it like McDermott told his team that too. Like, we hate these guys and we gotta beat them. We're at home, Creighton, like we gotta take advantage. So that's the type of game I'm looking for. I'm looking for uh I'm looking for them to come out on fire. I'm looking for them to come out, have the crowd behind them.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those games. Like, you're in Creighton, is a good team. Like, you gotta expect everything to not go your way. So that's how I feel.
You're absolutely right. And you know what's funny too, A-Ray, is that when we played Kansas State, former Creighton Blue Jay was on that team and was giving us a tough time. Arthur
Oh yeah,
Kaluma.
he
I mean,
was.
he was dominating us, man. He looked
Euro.
like whenever he wanted to get to the 10, he was able to do so with ease. And he ended up having 20-something points. And yeah, that, like you said, that Euro was so frustrating to watch because it looked like a travel every time.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Like, this
he
this is when you
counted.
need somebody like Draymond Green on your team. I mean, Kaluma's just Euro stepper through the defense. Here come Draymond, put him in the headlock, throw him on the floor.
Yeah.
You need somebody like that. You need somebody like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. And at the same time, man, like these guys, Trey Alexander, Kalkbrenner, they're familiar with playing Villanova, right?
Yeah.
They've done so in the past. And I mean, I really think that it's just at this point, these guys know us. Eric is out there. He's had some great games against Creighton. So we'll see. We'll see if there's some bad blood, some intensity kind of harbored between these guys right out the gate. But we do have some questions, A-Ray. We're going to get to those real quick.
All right.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. This is great. We got our guy, Ryan Hartnett. Besides the matchup of Dixon and Kalkbrenner, what do you think is the other matchup / factor that could determine the outcome of tonight's game?
I think that matchup between whoever's going to be guarding Trey Alexander. Trey Alexander is also somebody who like makes that team go. So I really feel like he's also another key. And obviously, he's an NBA player, and he's a really good guy. So like obviously we got a key on him. Him, Kalkbrenner, Baylor. I think those are like the real key guys. And Baylor, keep him off the three. I don't care if he scores 20 points, hitting all twos. That's fine. That's good for us. Seriously. And got to keep Kalkbrenner out the paint. And we got to take advantage with Trey Alexander. He's definitely a great guard, but he's thin inside. So we gotta use our muscle and our strength to really take advantage of that those matchups. But hold on. You see, I got the TV going on behind me right now, and I just caught a glimpse of the score. Is Seton Hall beating UConn right now?
Seton Hall's up on UConn. Yeah, you beat me to it, man. I was going to mention that real quick, but yeah, they're up 11 right now, 57-46 with under 8 to go. They set to under 8 immediate timeout.
Yeah, you can't tell me that the Big East is not the best basketball conference. Like Marquette, UConn, like nobody's beating these guys out of conference. But as soon as we play in conference and you come into a Big East team, look what happened. You gotta love the Big East, man. But that's wild to me. That Seton Hall's up right now. UConn
up 11, man.
I promise you, UConn fans, they better not lose. I'm at y'all.
Seton Hall, they're playing at the Rock right now. I mean, that place has to be completely just electric right now. I mean, those guys. Wow. I mean, we've had our fair share of battles there, Ray, at the Prudential Center, right?
Yeah.
As highly ranked team, like I'm sure there's been plenty of times where if we were not ranked in the top 5, but top 10, top 15, whatever it was, we go in there, play an unranked Seton Hall team. That's just, they got some great guards in the, whether it be Isaiah Whitehead, Kadeen Carrington. They had some dogs always, and they would give us a run for our money every single time we would go to the Rock. And me being from Jersey, I would always go to those games, and half the time I feel like I would leave, and we had lost like 65, 63 or something, an absolute heartbreaker, and I'd just be like, damn, these Pirates, man, they get us. Once every couple years they'll get you. And this does not surprise me in the slightest. What does surprise me is that they're up 11, but I thought, I was like, it'll be a close game, but the fact that they're up 11 really in the driver's seat right now after being up 5 at halftime, I mean, this is unbelievable. So yeah, shout out the Seton Hall Pirates, man. Give it to the Huskies. You gotta love it.
You got to. That's why I love the Big East so much, man. It's and then St. John's is up right now too on Xavier.
Yeah, and dude, Providence last night, that was a fun game. I was glad I got to watch a little bit of that.
That was a good game as well. See, so I mean, it's the underdogs they hitting right now. The underdogs are playing good against the big team, so we got something to look forward to tonight.
And isn't that crazy, Ray? Providence 40-3 the last 3 seasons at home. I mean, that is impressive. I definitely remember one of those losses though being at the hands of our guys Colin Gillespie, Jermaine Samuels back in 2021-22 season where we beat them at the dunk. But
yeah,
I got a 40-3 is impressive.
I got a dub there. It's hard. It's hard.
You guys would do your thing against Providence back when you were playing. I feel like Providence was still kind of in that middling phase a little bit, trying to figure out their identity. But it's a tough atmosphere to play in every single year. And the Johnnies are up 12 right now. Against Xavier, only 6 minutes left in that one too. So we got some fun finishes heading into the Villanova Creighton matchup tonight. This is so fun, Ray. This is what we missed, right? I mean, the non-conference is great. Don't get me wrong, and there's a lot of fun matchups there with some powerhouses from different conferences playing each other. But now you sit down on a Wednesday night, Ray, and you have games like St. John's, Xavier, UConn, Seton Hall, and obviously Creighton and Villanova. I mean, this is the best, man. I miss these Big East weekday nights where it was just mayhem. You never knew what to expect.
Yeah, definitely mayhem. You can pretty much watch any game that's on that day that's on the slate for when it comes to Big East, because you're definitely gonna see a good game. So I'm really happy with the Big East right now. A lot of people was talking some smack a little bit earlier. We had a little rough non-conference schedule a little bit, except for UConn and Marquette and Creighton and those guys. But it's just good to
You're right.
see. It's just good to see these teams playing well. So we gotta play well tonight too. Like we definitely do. JMO's out, looking for Longino to come in and step up. And I remember I had made a post, but I erased it, and I basically was saying, like, for the players, like, whoever wants it, like, just you can, like, grab that leadership role and
Right.
just, like, take over the team, because I feel like that's what's missing. And I seen a video yesterday with Kuminga from the Warriors. They was playing yesterday. I think it's overtime. He has the ball. He has a mismatch, and he's like, you could tell how confident he is, and like he just wanted to make a play. Klay Thompson
Right.
was coming to get the ball. He was like Klay, move out my way. Seriously, Steph was coming for a handoff. He's like, Steph, like, move out my way. And he
Right.
went one-on-one, got to the lane and dunked it. Like, I want to, like, that's the kind of like leadership I want to see from somebody on this team. Like, somebody who's just like, I'm about to just go make a play. I'm gonna go make a play because we need one right now. Like, that's what we need. We need that.
Oh man, that's exactly what we're looking for tonight, especially like you said, without Justin, who's going to be able to step up? And we got another question, A Ray,
All right.
from S. Dot. Our guards bullying theirs in the paint. We must back them down and get busy in the paint. Where should start on Kalkbrenner, and we should go big with our lineup tonight. Your thoughts?
See, now me, I'm kind of caught in between because I like Ware on the court. I like Ware. I like his size. I like his length. I think he can help us tremendously defensively. But then you got to think about with Ware being on the court, that puts Dixon at the 4. You know what I'm saying? So defensively, is Ware going to guard the 4, or is Dixon going to guard the 4 defensively?
Right.
And it might be, I don't know. I don't feel like Dixon's too comfortable guarding quicker guys. So that might put us at a little bit of a disadvantage. But I do like Ware. I do love him when he's in the game. I think he helps us out tremendously. Just the only thing is trying to figure out how can you play him and Dixon at the same time. That's the big thing. Like, I feel like you could play Dixon and Nana together.
Right. I was just going to
But
say that. Yep.
Dixon and Ware, it's a little it's a little confusing. It's not as simple as you think it is. But I definitely feel like Nana and Dixon is more compatible than Ware and Dixon.
I
But
got you.
that's just me. How you feel about it?
I'm just happy that both Ware and Njoku have stepped up to the point where you feel comfortable with them on the court, right? They
Okay.
kind of bring an extra element of intensity, of juice to the game a little bit. Like Njoku the other night against UCLA had a couple big time blocks,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up forcing a turnover after the block, and we had possession, and then there was a timeout on the floor. And Nana was sprinting up and down the floor, jumping up and down, just screaming. And it was just so fired up. And like, just, he lit the place on fire. Like I was like, just right there. I was looking around. I was like, I got to just taste and take in this moment. It was awesome, man. It was like the most fired up that I had been at a game in a long time. And that to me was like, wow, this kid has that. He has that passion. He has that motor. And he has the athletic ability to get in the paint and be a disruptor. And a couple of those blocks I mentioned were impressive. And I think with what he's brought to the table, especially in that Carolina game down in the Bahamas, it shows that this guy's not afraid of anybody. He's gonna get down and dirty, and he can match up with just about anybody, whether it be a guy like Cockbunner or a guy like maybe some other impressive big man like Joel Soriano come Big East play. He's not gonna back down from a battle. And when it comes to Lance Ware, you saw that right away with him. He's got that Kentucky swag a little bit to him, that Coach Cal swag to him, and he's gonna be there as a teammate. He's gonna go after loose balls, and he's also another guy that's not gonna take crap from anybody. So I'm excited with how those two guys have looked, just in terms of their body language, in terms of the energy, the juice that they give off as players as soon as they step on the court, but also as teammates on the sideline when they're getting jacked up and celebrating with their fellow teammates there as well. So I'm liking what I'm seeing all around. I do have to see a little bit more of maybe some chemistry with Dixon in the front court from both those guys, but I certainly feel like that potential is there, and I think the foundation that I have right now, just as a mental attitude type of players that those guys are, it really does bode well for the future.
I'm with you, OC. I got a question here from Andrea Dalton. Did I go to high school with you, Andrea Dalton? Name sounds familiar.
There you go.
Ray, when you were at Nova, where was the toughest place to play non-conference? Non-conference, toughest place, I would have to say Kansas, Fog Island Fieldhouse. Like, there's no atmosphere like that anywhere else. And we played at Texas. Texas was off the hook. It was packed in there. Who they had? They had PJ Tucker on that team. Who else was on that team? Daniel Gibson. What's the big man?
Was that Texas?
Yes. Who else? They had like 3 pros on that team. Was it LaMarcus Aldridge?
Yeah, I mean,
it was him.
Texas guy. So
that's how old I am, bro. Like this shit is just slipping through my memory. But yeah, Texas and definitely Kansas. And Kansas sticks out to me so much because Curtis Sumter, he dunked it so hard on Wayne Simeon. This was my sophomore year. He dunked it so hard on Wayne Simeon. Like, I almost got a tech because I went on the court. Coach Wright was looking at me like, get your ass back on the bench.
That's great.
Yo, I gotta find that video. Curtis Sumter dunked on Wayne Simmons so hard. But yeah, I remember Fog Island Fieldhouse is probably like up there top 2 of non-conference places I played that's like off the hook.
Let's go. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. We watching the Seton Hall game. Of course, we got that on in the background. Seton Hall is up 10 right now with 4:40 left on the clock. We'll keep our eyes on that one. Obviously, St. John's looks to be in control of the X-Men, up 16 with 3 minutes to go. So, Ray, these underdogs. I mean, I guess Xavier. I don't know. I don't know if you could consider them the favorite at the Johnnies tonight, but hey, man, anything's possible in this conference on a nightly basis. But some more questions for you, Ray.
Let's do it.
This is from Papa Buzz, a.k.a. Dave Buzzard. I'm looking for consistency with the team, but haven't seen it yet. What player can step up as the court general for the Cats? Guys like Scotty, Arch, Nardi, Colin Gillespie, and, of course, Brunson come to mind. Oof, that's a tough one. Who do you see as being a part of that group? That's a tough group to really get yourself involved
in. I mean, that's what we waiting for. Like, we waiting for that top dog, waiting for that alpha guy to step up and take control of his team. So you gotta go with Dixon. You gotta go with Dixon as one of those guys who can be a leader, but I feel like Dixon is kind of quiet. I feel like he's kind of quiet. He's more of a like lead by example kind of guy. And to be honest, I'm a little biased, but I feel like it got to be a guard.
You're right. Court general has to be, right? I got you. All
right, we on the same page. Like I feel like it's got to be a guard. So, like I like what I see. I like what I see from Longino, and I bring up his name because he looks a lot different from when J-Mo's in the game. Like J-Mo, you're not really gonna see J-Mo beat people off the dribble per se. Like you can see him come off pick and rolls, and then like you'll see J-Mo a lot of times on the block, like using his strength and size. It's
Yeah.
like a much slower attack. But like with Longino, it's a little bit different. Like you can see him like slashing, then you can see him posting up. Like he might hit his man with a move and get to the lane. So like I like him, and but I like his attitude about it. You know, like he plays with so much effort, and like you can tell that he want to win, but also he's still a little bit younger too, been hurt, hasn't really played as much. So it's kind of hard to just come in and start cursing at everybody, telling everybody what to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it gotta be J-Mo. Like he's the leader, he's the heart and soul of this team, if you ask me. So like it's gotta be him. He's gotta be in that line, that lineage with CG, Arch, Brunson, like you said.
Yeah, no, and you're right. It was funny because we were going back and forth a little bit on Twitter the other day with our guy Chef Daniel Chefu, and he mentioned a similar thing. What you just brought up is about someone kind of being an a-hole at
Hmm.
practice during games, kind of firing everybody up, getting in each other's faces, and just being that guy to hold everybody accountable to make sure they're bringing that 110% intensity, day in day out, whether it be at practice, on the game, in a workout, no matter what. And it's kind of like, do we have a team that has an a-hole, or is this a team of nice guys that want to lead by example? And sure, it's great to have that, but you want a little bit of a mix, right? And
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I would call Lance Ware an a-hole, but he's certainly someone that brings that fire, that brings that juice a little bit more so than I would say most Villanova players that we've seen in the past. So I'm definitely excited to really to watch this team kind of grow together. I know that the non-conference wasn't ideal in terms of, all right, we dropped 4 games, but hey, man, we had some impressive wins on there as well. So it was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde show, as we've talked about in the past. We broke it down with our guest Dana O'Neill, who was awesome enough
Love
to jump on
Dana.
the show with us. So if you guys haven't listened to that, I definitely recommend you check that one out. We just dropped it this morning. And listen, I really think that there's an opportunity here for, like you said, an alpha dog to step up. And I have full faith in one of these guys, at least one, in
Hmm.
doing so. And I love what I've seen from Longino. You talked about him all offseason, A-Ray. Everyone was sleeping on that guy. No one wanted to bring his name up when you were talking about the starting lineup and who would be the key contributors. Everyone liked to talk about Housen and Armstrong coming off the bench, and no one was talking about Longino. So
Hmm.
I really loved what I've seen, and I think that the rest of the Nova fan base has as well. And I think he's just going to continue to get better and continue to take those next steps into becoming a reliable guy, whether it be off the bench or maybe even getting some time in the starting lineup. So I love what you were saying about Longino, Armstrong, and Housen. I know I just mentioned them. I want to see a little bit more from them. I know it's tough to kind of get into a groove when you're coming off the bench and you're not on the court for long-term minutes at a time, but they got to figure something out. I know that comes down to maybe some rotations, some
Hmm.
coaching with Neptune, trying to get those guys, with the right crew of 5 out there, and keep the momentum guys in, right? If someone makes a nice play on a defensive end and comes down and scores, leave them in the game. Don't take them out. I want to see them stay in and maybe just be like, hey, Mark, come back. We're going to leave TJ in. He's playing well. Something like that where there's some sort of continuity a little bit when it comes to being consistent and kind of feeding off that momentum, because basketball, especially college basketball, is such a game of runs and momentum. And when you're
Facts.
playing on the road in a hostile environment, you need to try to piece together as many consistent defensive and offensive possessions as you possibly can in a row in order to stand a chance. And that's what those guys need to do tonight. I think they'll be able to do that to a certain extent, at least hang around, hang tough. But it's still early on in the season, A-Ray. We're still kind of piecing everything together. But I'm hoping that we get to text each other and talk to each other after this game tonight and be like, okay, I really like what I saw from this guy, and that guy.
Yeah,
And
because
this is
I
why
don't like your
we're there.
tweets when we lose, man. I don't. I don't like your tweets when we lose. So I do hope we get a good back and forth after the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's just, everyone is hungry for this game tonight. We've had a long layoff with finals and the holidays, so I'm really excited to see what our guys are going to bring out tonight because, hey, I think we're playing with house money a little bit. We play well tonight. Awesome. If we don't win, that's okay because guess who we got next, Ray? DePaul. We played DePaul on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Okay, so if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world. We have a nice bounce back game lined up for us on Saturday. And if you can say it all you want, you can't take any game for granted. DePaul is not really in the Big East right now in terms of level of competition. They're a peg or a step below.
They're getting regulated, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to get relegated, and everyone's been bringing that up. We should send them to the Atlantic 10, whatever. I have a lot of respect for DePaul. They're the largest Catholic university in the entire nation. That's great. But listen, Blue Demon fans, we got to see more out of you. But, Ray, we do have that get-right game lined up for us if we do drop this one tonight. I don't think that we're going to be out here pulling our hair out saying, oh, my gosh, we just got absolutely mopped by these guys. Creighton's a really good team. I think we're a good team continuing to figure things out. And here we are. What we got? Let me check.
Seton Hall is really winning this game.
Oh, man. So St. John's just won 81-66 final over Xavier, and Seton Hall up 17 on the Huskies of UConn with 2 minutes and change to play. Unbelievable, Ray. Unbelievable. This league.
You think Shaheen Holloway gonna push Hurley on the line?
Yeah, they're gonna scrap.
You think you're gonna hit him with a little shove?
Oh yeah, forearm shiver.
Oh gosh, Shaheen Holloway. What was you thinking about that day?
Oh my goodness, man.
But yeah, OC. Well,
hey Ray, give me your final thoughts, man, before we wrap up.
I'm looking for a good game. I'm looking for us to. I want us to take threes, but I want us to take good threes. I'm looking for us to touch the paint first. I want to see us touch the paint every single possession. Get the ball in the paint, get a foot in the paint, attack with the guards or dump it down low and make reads from there. Like our offense is all about reads. I don't want to see guys playing like robots, just passing it around the perimeter just to pass it. Like make a play. If you got a mismatch, take advantage of the mismatch. Tell Easy, get out the way and let me take advantage of this mismatch or whoever, just. And also I want to see, I'm looking for a good game from Hakeem. Also, he's been playing well. So I want to see him continue to get better. And because we're going to need him, we're definitely going to need him as the season going. But yeah, limit these guys' threes, play in the paint, and be physical with them. Like be real physical.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I'm really looking forward to it tonight. Shout out to our technical director and producer, Nick at Night. Miguel is doing a phenomenal job to get us going on both X and YouTube, so we appreciate that. And shout out to our manager, Maddie Carroll, always doing her thing, making sure we're looking good on both sides of the glass. So, hey, Ray, this is going to be an intense one. I feel like the nervous energy is finally really starting to set in, but I'm glad we got to hop on here. Yeah, you're going to need a little glass of that vino to calm the nerves a little bit. But, hey, man, this was a lot of fun. So I appreciate you, appreciate our technical director, our producers, and everyone that tuned in and showed love, man. We appreciate you guys big time. Raynin threes, baby. We're hop on the bandwagon. We're gonna keep chugging along no matter what happens. But big time test for the Wildcats tonight in Omaha.
Let's go Cats!
Let's go Cats, baby. Go Cats! Go Cats! Go Cats! With Alan Ray, I'm your host, Mike O'Connell. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll get you on Twitter, on YouTube, and catch Dana O'Neill on our